All right, so today we're doing another shine, but we're kind of flipping the tables.
Yes.
Because as you know, I typically interview others, but I have agreed to let Miss Arwa interview me. I don't know if this is a good idea, bad idea, because you're like the only person who probably knows absolutely everything about me, so.
Well, and I'm extremely honored, and you are a brave soul to let me do this.
And
So,
this is wine.
yes, well deserved. So, as we start the interview, I'm so honored to do this for my very best friend of over 43 years, Dr. Nicole Florence. As many of you know, she is moving on to embark on a new adventure as director of the Wellness
Center.
Center for Memorial Medical Center. So we're very proud of her. But at the same time, huge loss to us. The Hamedes especially, I think that took over half her job. Thank you, Dr. Florence.
Energy.
Yeah, and lots of energy, multiple texts.
No,
yes.
you're fine.
So,
you're fine.
but I am very honored to do this. I'm very proud of her. So with that being said, Nikki, we'll go ahead and get started.
Okay. All right. Bring it on.
Okay.
Bring it
so
on.
I want to start with Gigi.
Tomorrow's her birthday.
Tomorrow is her birthday. So for those of you who aren't aware, Gigi is Nikki's grandmother.
Yes.
And we had, I know for a fact, I had lots of great memories of being around her. But I want to kind of tie in Gigi and her life into maybe why you chose to be a physician and help people. Loaded.
Okay. So, what some of you may know. So, Gigi was my grandma. She died in, gosh, it's been, I don't know, 7-8 years now. So, she was kind of like my spirit animal. And she was one of those women that she just had this presence and this aura about her. And people would just come to her. And whether it was just kind of spend time with her, or can you talk to so-and-so for me, or can you help me out? And so she would do that a lot for people, and you would see how people would just feel so much better after they left her presence. And she might not have even said anything. She just might have sat there and listened and gone, okay, baby. So, you know, as I started to kind of start my journey into medicine, it was something that it was important to me to be able to do that for people, right? You want
Very much so.
You want people to feel better when they're with you, but not only when they're with you, but when they leave you. And so that was something that I thought that was kind of her superpower. So
Very nice. Well, and I see that in you, Nikki, because you have a natural ability to heal people, right? And so I've been in situations with you in public. I remember one time being at a pool, and you never stop. You never stop healing. You never stop being kind. You never stop helping. I remember a mom came up to you. Little girl had stubbed her toe.
yeah.
And you handled that with such grace.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, I remember completely, because
And
I don't know that I could do that.
It's you know, there are some difficult times where you do need your space and place, but at the same time, you always have to remember, for whatever reason, that moment came to you. God brought you to there, so I have to make the most of it. I can't belittle that moment, even if it's just, you know, a minute or two. So
Well, as much as I know about you, I just learned something. What is your trick to it? And that's it. It's driven by.
yeah, so it's driven by the notion that we are not on this earth randomly. We do not have random interactions. And as much as we think we do when we're in the you know, the elevator with someone, or you run into somebody at the grocery store, these are not random interactions. And I start to see more and more of that as I've gotten older, and then just with the job that I have. And so, I don't know, maybe it's getting old too.
No,
But
you've
you have
always-
to, but you do, you have to make make those moments count, you know, because they're passing. They're going to pass with or without you. So you might as
point.
well be engaged in it and make the most of it. That's
Well,
what I
you do
think.
it very well.
Well, thank
I've seen
you.
that in the community. I've seen it as you worked closely with Springfield District 186. I've
Yeah.
seen it on a personal level. You know, so I'm just, it's like a gift that you have that I've always wondered, what is her brain chemistry that I don't have that makes you like that? You know, there's a truth, you know, we're being truthful here. So forgive me, but I do have some things on my phone that I want to refer to. So when did you first realize that you wanted to be a doctor?
So like most kids, like I was like, I'm going to be a veterinarian, take care of dogs. Well, I had horrible allergies, so that didn't work out very well. But Dr. Edwin Lee, who was a black family practitioner, and really, you know, in Springfield, most of the black people went to the black doctor. That's just the
Sure.
way it happened for decades. And he was also friends with my Gigi. And I remember I had a bad like asthma attack, and he actually came to Gigi's house to see me, and I think he
Wow.
gave me a steroid shot. I mean, that was back in the days of house calls. And I remember feeling so much better. To go from like not being able to breathe
Wow.
to breathe, I mean, that was pretty powerful.
Sure, absolutely.
And I was like, wow. Now, if I could make people feel that good,
Yeah.
then that's what
How
I
old
want
were
to
you?
do.
Do you remember?
Oh gosh, I think it was like 9.
That's super
we had
cool.
just moved here, I think, from Champaign. But yeah, when he did that, I was like, I want other people
That's
to
awesome.
experience that level of healing or
Sure.
feeling better. So that's when I was like, all right, I
That
think I'll
is
change.
really
yeah,
neat.
yeah. Dr. Lee was something.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice. Okay, and so over the years, how many patients have you served? And how many years have you been in this capacity?
So as of July, I will have been at Memorial for 20 years.
Very nice.
The number of patient visits, I have no idea. I know I have a pretty good sized panel.
Sure.
So I would say an average, most physicians do at least 5,000 visits a year. So over 20 years.
Wow.
I would only just gather a guess.
And
with that.
1,000 of those would be the Hamedes per year. Just clarification.
You guys counted
there.
triple, double.
Yeah, triple. She needs a bonus for
Yeah.
just that. Retroactive. Thank you.
So yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But you know, I feel like I have, you know, I'm packing up my office this week. It's still in my car. I haven't like unpacked it from the car. But you almost feel like I just started.
Really?
Yeah, it's the oddest feeling. And even though I say 20 years, it doesn't feel like 20 years. I feel like I just got to that office and they just put my name up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Life is sometimes like a movie, right?
It is. It
When you
really
look
is.
back,
It's
it
so
just- it
surreal.
goes-
Yeah.
So, of those patients, probably a very difficult but rewarding situation, I imagine, for you is treating family and friends.
Yes.
Very close
Yes.
family. So, with your mother,
Yeah.
right? So, I know that there was a situation where she wasn't accessible to you, but you were able to, with her heart situation, you were able to navigate with health professionals
Yeah.
miles and miles away. Do you want
Yeah.
to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so she kind of had an incident in an airport where she dropped. I say that she got God smacked or Gigi smacked because she wasn't feeling well. She should have seen a doctor. She was just trying to get home. So she basically dropped in an airport.
Wow.
And her heart rhythm was completely out of whack. And, you know, if she would have gotten on that plane, she would have died. So that's why I say she got
Wow.
God smacked. It was helpful to me to be able to speak the speak and talk the talk with the medical professionals. Who were all wonderful, because I know how it is sometimes where you're like, my dad is a doctor, you know, and they're like,
Oh, Miss Carolyn too. She
Right.
she could have at that moment. She sure would.
Oh,
have.
she did.
Love us some Carolyn.
So it was extremely helpful to navigate that for my mom, especially to make sure everything was okay, and I think to give her that assurance and confidence that she knew that we weren't going to we were going to expect nothing but the best, which you would hope everybody gets.
Absolutely.
But you know, I get it. You're in a strange town. Nobody knows who she
Yes.
is. You know, she's just some
Very
woman
scary.
from Springfield. So it was nice to be able to navigate that for my family and to feel like, you know, your parents take care of you all your life. I mean, they take care of everything. So for me to feel like I took care of my mom, that was pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool moment. Yeah.
So speaking of family,
Yes.
you have two amazing
Yes.
children.
Yes.
Eli, who has made the dean's list.
Oh my
how
God,
many
he got
times in a
straight
row?
A's last semester.
Yes.
Yeah, over at SIU Edwardsville.
Congratulations, Eli. And then Miss Rosa has a successful career.
Yeah, so
and-
she's a software coder in Indianapolis. And I've got stepdaughters.
Yes.
Caroline and Chloe. They're
beautiful.
beautiful. They are at Lincoln Land right now, which is awesome. I think
Great.
it's a great program.
Wonderful.
So they can kind of decide what they want to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so-
so blessed. Definitely blessed.
So along those lines,
Mm-hmm.
how do you manage work, successful home?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are so graceful with all of it, Nikki. I've never seen you
Yeah.
get out of sorts with it all.
I
don't
I'm
know
not,
how you
well,
do it.
I'm not going to say there's not been some crying in the
Oh,
showers.
sure.
Or drinking maybe a little bit more wine in the evening than I
Well
should. You know what I
deserved,
mean?
sure.
I can't say that I haven't had those moments. You do have to treat everything like a blessing, and these are things I get to do that I don't have to do. I'm not sure I really had a strategy. I think you just started your day. These are things I have to do, and you just do them. I don't know if on some days I probably wasn't the best doctor, but a better mom. On other days I was probably like a fantastic mom, but I probably wasn't the best partner or doctor. I don't know. It's all a balance. It's all a balance. I don't know. You just,
And your support system.
Yeah.
Poppy. And,
oh my gosh, my parents
Yes.
are wonderful. I mean, you know, when I
oh, me. Write that down. Just kidding.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to have like this incredible tribe of people because there's no way I would have made it. And like Greg, these last 8 years, it's been nice because he kind of runs at a different speed than I do.
He does. It's a nice balance.
It's a nice balance, and it's
and
really
he gets you coffee in the morning.
gets me coffee in the
You've
morning.
mentioned that numerous times.
He has really taught me to just, you know, enjoy your moment, just relax. You don't always have to be go, 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 go. So that's been kind of a wonderful balance.
And then your
yeah.
sisters.
Yeah, my sisters who are crazy smart. My older sister is at Yale. She's a law professor, kind of like the top at what she does in terms of criminal justice reform.
Wonderful.
And then my little sister does diversity, equality, and inclusion for the Peace Corps.
So all of you
Yeah.
are in the field of helping others.
Yeah,
for
you know, it's
sure.
interesting. So I got to meet Bill at Grabajava, who's hilarious, and we talked. And I guess he texted my sister. He's like, "Is there anyone in your family that's like a butthead or anything?" He's like, "How are you guys all?" So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, we're definitely blessed, but it was really funny. I was
Well,
like,
I
yeah.
wonder too if it goes back to Gigi and your grandfather.
Oh
Lee
yeah,
Carey.
oh yeah. They both instilled, you know, having an attitude of gratitude every single day. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I'll take a side jog here.
Yeah.
So Nikki and I have been best friends for many, many years. But even before knowing Nikki, my father and her grandfather were very close, and they played table tennis together. So it's really neat to see how everything evolves.
The
right?
generations,
So I kind of want to move on to the more serious aspect of your profession.
Okay.
So, how do you react to highly stressful situations or deal effectively with personal stress within the job, home, etc. when you have a difficult patient, etc.? How do you collect yourself? I know that's a loaded question.
Yeah, so
but it's a big.
No,
you know,
it is,
We
it
all
is.
wonder how you handle it because every single time
Yeah.
you are pleasant, you present, you care as if you haven't had a single patient that day.
I think a lot of that, like you said, is from you know, grandparents, from family, always having this understanding that no matter how difficult somebody is or what space or place there is, it's not about me. And sometimes they just need to be seen and they just need to be heard. And so I think that is a skill I've learned. Honestly, when I was a resident, I learned that very well from Dr. Woodruff.
Oh,
And
very
I
nice.
call the move the Woody. I know that sounds funny, but his name is Woody Woodruff. And that space where you just sit back and you take a deep breath and you just let that other person be seen and be heard.
Wow.
And that can really change the feeling of the room,
Yeah.
the intensity of the moment. And I think more of us need to do that in our society.
Well, I agree. But I think it goes back to
yeah.
you having more of a natural knack to do that.
Yeah. It takes practice.
Yeah. I'm still learning.
Yeah.
She's going to give me that course eventually.
Well, and then you learn to read people. I mean, there's some people where I can be in the room and I know I just need to sit back and listen. And there's other people I'm like, all right, enough. You know what I mean? I mean, so you kind of learn to kind of navigate
How do you make
those
those
relationships.
quick decisions?
I don't know. I really wish I could tell you. I just think after you do them for so long, there's something that's different the way my brain computes. I know, and I don't know. I think it's ADHD, honestly.
Which is a blessing, by the way.
It is. It's like a
think
total,
yes,
total
that is not-
superpower.
yes.
And so when I'm presented with somebody's talking me through their problems, I have like this whole algorithm moving and this and this and this and this and this, and then I can go. It's really interesting. It's been
Such a talent.
It's what has helped me get through medicine. I don't know if I can explain it. I do think it's ADHD though.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. So, now we're going to flip on the other side. So, there's very serious situations.
Yeah.
And then there's the poopy situations.
Yeah.
And, I've heard that you handle those very well. The sweet little babies that you might be working with. And, oop,
Yeah.
there it is kind of
Yeah.
thing. What about the little babies?
I love the little
I
babies.
know, I see pictures
There
and it
is
just-
nothing that is more like genuine. And you talk about how you can see spirit, like the spirit. You see those in kids.
Oh.
You know what I mean? When they're smiling, when they
Yes.
just say things off the wall, or the way they look at you or react to you. I mean, I wish as grown-ups we didn't lose that.
Yeah.
But
There's
yeah.
an innocence for
Oh,
sure.
I love it. I
Yeah.
mean, the stuff that they will say to you. Well, I had one, and I'm going to show this because I've got my gray hair now. And I remember when it was coming through, and a kid said to me, "Dr. Florence, were you painting your house?" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Are you painting your room gray? Because I think you got some gray on your hair." Oh my gosh, it
They
was
are
so
sweet.
hilarious. Yeah,
They're so
yeah.
innocent. And
They are. They're
thinking.
so innocent. So yeah, very joyful.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. So, you're very humble. You're just a very humble person. So I'm just going to put it out there. Just recently, during COVID, et cetera,
Mm-hmm.
you were named by Illinois Times going above and beyond
Mm-hmm.
for Stage 4 Hope for the Future. And throughout it all, I'll just kind of read from what there have been those that have continued to encourage and inspire us. And you are the healthcare professional that was nominated for
Yeah,
such.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And so, can you tell us a little bit about that? How's that feel? To be chosen as of all the great people we have in this city, right?
That like humbled me probably more than some of. I'm not knocking the Doctor of the Year thing. I mean, I've always been humbled by that, but for
we're gonna
somebody
get
to
to
say
that in just a second.
for somebody to say that you have inspired others, because I know these are trying times, and even this last year, for some of you that might follow me on Facebook, for me, it's about just putting a little bit of joy and positivity and reframing our thinking. You know, there's so much negativity in this world. And so I feel like if part of that work that I did was kind of recognized, then that,
It was recognized for
that
sure.
was, yeah.
So we're very proud
Well,
of you.
thank you. Thank
and
you.
and I know personally you've assisted us
Mm-hmm.
with situations, and we love you for that.
Mm-hmm.
You got us single-handedly, the Hamedes, through a very difficult time, and
Mm-hmm.
we appreciate that. So we're going to go on to the other accolades
Mm-hmm.
because you're so humble. So you have been nominated also by Illinois Times as
Mm-hmm.
Best Doctor numerous times. And I know that on Facebook I had posted several of those, reposted, because I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, look, I'm her bestie. So yeah, okay. So, because you're like a mini celebrity, right? But one thing that in one of the write-ups, they said that with your sense of humor and relentlessly positive attitude, it's no surprise that our readers have again chosen Dr. Florence in this best doctor category. Now, I know that we laugh a lot, right? But what do you feel like your sense of humor, that positive attitude? Let's go back to Gigi, right? I think it's a natural thing in you.
I do. And I think, you know, and we as a family, I think you always had that kind of positive spin, or you tried to make it's all about laughter and music and dancing. And so I think when you talk about stress relief, that was always big with us. And I think when people come to see you, they still want to feel some joy.
Sure.
And even though they may be in pain, or, you know, the diagnosis may not be, you know, all that great, you still need to have this moment of grace and help them have some level of fulfillment or joy. So it gets hard to navigate. Now, do I like to have some fun in my visits? Oh, yes, I do.
Yes, yes.
And it's funny because I usually have to kind of feel out my patients or even my med students, and I'm like, okay, just so you know, we like to talk about poop, and there might be a few cuss words here and there, and I'm like, if this makes you feel uncomfortable, you need to let me know. But this is kind of just, you know, genuinely who I am.
But I think that's what people love about you, is you are who you are.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't have any energy to be anybody else.
And we love you just the way it is, just the way you are. So, so along those lines of being yourself and enjoying life, what do you do for yourself, Nikki, to enjoy you, to celebrate you, to, you know, take life's moments and enjoy and be selfless? To be selfish. You're so selfless.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call it selfish. It's well deserved. But what do you do?
So I've gotten better at it. I was not very good at it, especially when you have kids. It's hard. But now that everybody's grown.
And doing very well.
Yeah.
Yay, Eli and Rosa and Greg's girls. Yay.
Chloe and Caroline.
And Arwa.
So, you know, we enjoy music. I enjoy dancing. I just like to laugh. I really just like to laugh. And even just spending time with friends on the patio. Just laughing. You know, I do love to travel, but, you know, I can still have fun without traveling and doing music. So I'm a lot better about making those moments happen instead of waiting for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, we can do that. I'm like, no, we're going to do this on Friday. We're going to do this on Saturday.
Very
and then next Friday, very intentional.
Good.
And very scheduled.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I will say I'm wearing my Shine shirt.
Yay. Oh,
Okay.
wasn't that a great party?
That was a great party, and I wore it because
Yeah.
one thing you need to know about me, if you don't already know, I'm a hermit. I like to stay at home, and I never
You went
come
out that day.
I came out to her Nikki Palooza birthday party. Was it your 49th?
It was my 50.
50.
Yeah, now I'm 51.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, girl.
We're the same.
No, we're not. Time out. I'm 50. She's 51. Just record. It's recorded. So I never ever go out, but she means the world to me. So I did come, and I came for 28 minutes, so I did really good. But this is how much she is loved. It was so huge of a party that they literally had to have Jimmy drive a van of people back and forth. Well, actually, it was like 1975, like camper.
Yeah.
People were just coming in droves to celebrate
it
Nikki.
was so much fun.
It was a blast. So this was the shirt that I decorated. You see Shine. And so that's how important you are. I actually came out for 28 minutes.
28 minutes. Maybe next time she'll make it 29.
We're working on that. But so as we move along, I do want to ask you, your last day is Tuesday?
My last day is Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, I think I'm actually going to take the day off on Tuesday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You
So my
deserve
last
it.
day, at Koki Mill, yes, is Monday.
Okay. And tell us about what Wednesday is going to look like, July 1st, for you in your new role. What is your new role?
So I will be full-time as a medical director of weight loss and wellness.
Yay!
And so for me, it was important that I still see patients. I love interacting with patients, so I'm going to do that as part of the programming, but also just looking at other ways to help the community, right? How do we how do we help our community get healthier, you know, improving
Absolutely.
diabetes, making sure you don't have high blood pressure, working on your weight, exercise, stress management. We as a community have to get
I agree.
healthier. When we talk about, you know, cost of healthcare, we talk about disability. Now with COVID, we know, you know, part of the risk factors are obesity, diabetes.
Sure.
So I think now I will be able to focus, and the team there is off the charts.
Wonderful.
So I think it'll be interesting because it's not really a role that's been full time.
Right.
So it's going to be very creative.
But your own.
Yeah,
You can make it your own.
Yeah, so it's exciting. You know, I'm not grown up yet. Everybody says, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I'm like, "Do you have to?" Like,
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it till
Yeah.
I'm like 70. So you have a long ways to go with me.
I do.
So the really exciting part for me, Nikki,
Mm-hmm.
while it's in your hands, makes me feel really good that all of that you just mentioned is tied to mental health.
Yes.
So when, you know, in my profession, we've kind of dialogued a
Yeah.
lot, and we've even talked about doing things together, and
For the teachers,
yes,
for the kids.
yes. And so, however selfish this sounds, I know that if I start gaining a certain amount of weight, I start feeling lethargic. I don't want to leave the house even more than I don't leave the house. You know, just different things.
It's all connected.
It's all connected.
Your
You don't feel well.
spiritual, emotional,
Yes.
physical well-being, your social well-being, it's all connected.
So it makes me feel really good that we have someone like you in that role to help people get healthier, because
Yeah.
it is tied also to mental health. And with the
Yeah,
COVID,
absolutely.
and we're looking at people trying to understand a whole different society right now.
It's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough. There's a
And
lot of work to be done.
yes, there is.
There's a lot of work
There
to be
is.
done. Yeah.
And I kind of want to, as we talk more
Mm-hmm.
about the health profession, mental health, I do want to kind of commend us, right? Because I know. There's a cool story behind Nikki and I,
Mm-hmm.
and I know I want to cry too, but it ties into what's going on right now in our world, right? And a lot of you have heard this story. I went to school with a lot of kids that didn't look like me, didn't, you know, and so I was kind of judged, whatever you want to call it, at a very young age. And then one classroom year, there's Nikki, and she has hair like mine. Mine actually looks just like that. And we a lot of similarities, and we bonded very quickly, and she saved me, right? I mean, I looked and played
Right.
and was able to navigate through life as a young person, little bitty, because of you, right? And so then we became best friends forever.
Yeah.
And I hope that there's more of that in our society.
I
Our
pray.
story's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, and even looking back at my father and your grandfather, and
At that time, playing table tennis
together, right? And so it's a really neat thing. So I think that I share our story more and more as I get older, because and with what's going on in our society, I really think that it's important that I couldn't have handpicked, I couldn't have asked God for a more perfect best friend, honestly. So I just hope that more people see, you know, we're older, but we're still cute and look young. But I hope they see that. And I hope we
so.
can go and help people bond from
Yeah.
what's
and I
what
hope they
we've done.
learn from that. That
Yeah.
you know, we do have some differences and
yeah.
some things that are the same, but we've got to come together and have relationships.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
it's
So-
not going to happen.
So
without
do
it.
you have anything you want to share that we haven't covered?
I don't
or-
know. I will say, yeah, I don't know if I've been able to put into words, like as I've been ramping down kind of my practice, but I will say that even though there were some very difficult days and tiring days, and you know, you don't always have the best day where you're tired. The magical moments and those magical relationships that I've had over the last 20 years, I mean, just are going to be with me for a lifetime. I still have almost everybody's Christmas card they've sent me and newspaper clips, and I've been going all through all those. So I just hope everybody knows that every interaction has been so meaningful to me. I appreciate, and it's been such a privilege to do what I do over the last 20 years.
Well, and if you miss anybody, I can certainly have the Hamedes start texting you again at late at night. Oh, okay. So did you hear that, all the Hamedes?
Yeah.
We're cut off.
But I do. I love you all. I really do. And I think it's probably understated how much you have all done for me personally in my life. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm still here. I'm still here. Reach out to me and let me know how you're doing or how I can still help
I'm
you.
quite confident we will see great work from you and more in the newspaper and more. You're just starting.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
yeah,
so.
I'm very proud of you,
I hope
Nikki.
so.
And
Thank
I'm proud to
you.
call you my own.
Aw.
I'm proud to be your best friend. I apologize for all the late night texts. We did it, girl. You did it.
You did it. You did it. Oh, I love you.
Love you too. Thank you, everybody.
Yay.
Thank you for letting me interview you.
I know that wasn't so bad.
Shine on.
Yeah, because man, she knows everything about me. So I'm yeah, that's another video.
That'd be part 2. Tune in later. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Peace.